Let me just turn off my webcam a little bit. So hi Chanda. Um, so I never used this clip meeting before. So so do you know how can I start the class? So just now when I joined the click meeting, it there's a option to start the class, but now I could not find it. Wait, where even? So do you know
You
how?
have to share screen first
Oh, okay. So I will share my screen.
first,
Yes,
and then start teach.
change. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I
Yes.
see.
So where do I have to um click?
Now you just start teaching. I see your screen
Oh,
now.
okay. So there is no so I don't have to like to click anything to start the class, right? So I can
Minimize the screen and
minimize
go
this,
to Python.
go to Python. Go to Python.
Yes, yes. And then you start teaching
Oh,
me.
I see. Now that
Okay.
I just want to ask like so when I first like click the click meeting links, it said start the session. So now
No,
I wonder
no.
whether I have to click it or not. Yes, yeah, I see. So
Yes.
I think we um maybe we should get wait 2 more minutes. Can you hear me? Yes, yes. I no, I can hear you. But I can see your message. Hi. Hi. No, no, no. Wait. Let me give you the. I think I haven't give you the microphone. Unlock. Unlock. Yes. I. So can you unmute the microphone?
Yes.
Yes. Hello, Mr. Cash. Is that Mr. Cash? Am I pronounce it right? Yes. Um. o- Okay. So let me see. Let me see. So okay. So hello everyone. So so good morning. I would like to start my first Python session by a short introduction. First, I will introduce myself, and after that, I want you to introduce yourself too. Hello, my name is Makara. So, I am 22 years old this year, and I work in a private company in Phnom Penh as a software engineer. Um, so, how do you say what else? And I was born in Siem Reap. Um, but after high school, I went to study in Kampong Speu, and after my college, I came to work in Phnom Penh. And additionally, I work as a part-time teacher at Champion Coder. And today I will be your Python instructor. And I hope that we will learn a lot together. And okay, so we'll start from can we start from um, Mr. Cash? Um, Excuse me, Mr. Cash. So if you could please start the self introduction, please start. I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. So like where you were born. Do you have any brother and sister? And what are your favorite hobbies? Do you have um, you can say more than one? And why do you want to learn Python?
Great. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, clearly, very clear.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Thank you for your introduction, by the way. Um, and yes, you can just call me Cash. Yeah, just Cash is easy.
yes,
Kind of Mr. Cash makes it sound I'm too old, but I'm not. Okay.
yes,
so yeah, so I was born in India in Mumbai,
yes,
and yes, so I do have a younger brother who's in US, who lives in US, is married. Uh, my favorite hobby would be reading. I like reading a lot. I read
yes,
all kind of books, and the reason why I want to learn Python is essentially I'm looking to change my career uh, from a sales and insurance background to more sort of IT field. So I think that's what I want. I like coding. I'm good at maths, logic. So I think Python is a good way to start.
yes. Wow, that was very interesting. Yes, thank you so much for your introduction. So let's start with
Thank you.
Chanda. So Chanda, could you please start? Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, 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 clearly.
Yes. Uh, I was born in Preven. My name is Chandar. I was
Yeah,
born in Preven province, and now I study at Natal University as year two. Major software development, and I have three brothers. And my favorite hobby is watching video,
yes,
reading book, and listen to music. And I want to learn this Python class because I want to improve my ability, and I want to know well about how to code.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
that's
yeah.
all.
Yes, thank you so much. Um, so okay, so for so it's a little bit weird for me to call someone older than me, like but just by the names. Um, but okay, so for Cash, uh, so um, the purpose of learning Python is to improve. So you want to switch from background career, so into more technical, like into more IT field, right? Am I right?
Yes, yes. I did some IT back in college when I was in my first year, which was 20 years ago.
Oh,
Um, but then, because my family is full of doctors and engineers, my parents wanted me to do engineering. So Unfortunately, I didn't like engineering that much. I was good at maths and logic. So now, after 20 years, I've finally decided to make a career change and see how I go with learning IT skills.
Yes. Okay. So that is great. So I hope we can learn a lot together. Um.
Oh, definitely. And look, don't mind me. I mean, age doesn't matter. So you can call me Cash. It's okay. And nowadays, in this time and century, uh, I my bosses who are like 20 years older, or even I have a boss who is in school and who's in high school, who's just cleared high school. My boss is just a person who just cleared high school.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so I call him by first name, and that's perfectly fine. So it's essentially just rather than being formal, it's better to be informal and be mates, be friends, and you learn quicker from your friends.
Yes. 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 I'm really happy to hear that. So I wish in the future when I get older, I can um be like you. Like I can get to learn a lot of things from younger people. Yes.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yes. And for Chinda, you want to learn Python to improve your coding skill, right? And want to know more about how do we develop software or how we write the code in the proper way, right? Am I right?
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Okay. So without further ado, so so have any of you installed Python already?
Yes, I did install Python.
Yes. How about Chinda? Did you install Python program? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Chinda. Can you hear me? Just answer. You can whether you have installed or not. It
Uh,
doesn't matter. So did you
I
install?
installed already.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. Okay.
My internet is kind of slow,
Yes.
teacher.
Yes. That's okay. So could we start now? Can I start now?
Yes,
Cash?
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So don't worry if your internet is slow, Chanda. So I already recorded session. So maybe after the session, I can upload the video to YouTube maybe, and you can maybe watch later. So don't worry. Um, so uh, so I will continue to our first lesson. So what is Python? So do you have any idea what is Python? So I think you already have some idea about Python, right? So you come here to learn Python. So here's so Python is a text-based programming language which made up of words, numbers, and symbols such as asterisk and equal sign. So by reading this, what do you think? So I just want to you to read it and think. So what do you think about um, this word, these sentences? So
So it looks like it's more like text. You use the text. It's a text-based coding
yes,
as opposed to Scratch, which is block-based, where you just arrange the blocks in order to make something happen. Whereas
yes,
this one, you're writing commands, you're giving commands, you're typing in stuff that you want the computer to do, or the Python software, the Python program to do for you.
yes, very well. That is correct. So as you said, so we have a lot of programming language, and some programming, uh, which like Scratch. So Scratch also we call a programming, but it more into how we say it to more blocks like code block, like it represent as the block. So we can program Scratch based on block, so we can drag and drop by using the more into um, like we can see it by ourselves. But for Python, it is more into text based. So we can let Python do anything that we want by typing English language. So we can use so it's just a combination of English word and symbol and with some syntax in Python. So that's all we have to do. So so why do we choose Python? So um so do you have any idea what we use Python for? So have you ever come across any software that you know that it was created by using Python?
Yes, so I in my current work, we use a software called Salesforce, which
Salesforce.
is which Salesforce, which is like when you want to maintain a database. So it's used basically the coding language used in it. It's Python as well. It's a mixture of a lot of things, but a lot of Python is used to program that software.
Yes, yes, yes. That is correct. So there are a lot of program and software which is created by writing in Python. Um, so so it is a popular language. But why I say it is a popular language? So it is a popular language because there are a lot of people who using it, right? Because if there is no one using it, it is it is it will not become famous, right? So because of it, so because of Python, it is easy to understand and it is really easy to learn for beginner like you and for other beginners in programming. So they can in Python they can catch up very easily. So by just looking at the Python code, they can understand what the code will do. S- So Python is a one of the most popular computer languages. It is very concise, so that's why you don't have to type any much in order to create a program that do a lot. So example, um, I have learned I have been learning a lot of programming language. So so during my first year, I learned Java. So during those time, just to print hello world, we have to write a lot. Like how to say, like import, we have to import, and then we have to write some syntax. Like it was a long syntax, but in Python, we don't have to write much. We just put a keyword like print, and then we can print whatever we want. So that is what Python is famous for um, because it is easy to understand. So who are using Python? So many big organizations such as Google, NASA, and YouTube use Python to build the programs, and you can use it to control hobby computers, tools such as BBC Microbit and Raspberry Pi. So, Cash, do you know BBC Microbit?
Um, not in detail.
Not in detail.
I do know. I've heard about it. I've seen the microbit robot. Raspberry Pi. I've heard about it as well, but I don't know a lot about it, to be honest.
Yes, yes. How about you now? Do you have you ever heard about BBC Microbit or Raspberry?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I never hear this word before, teacher.
Yes. Uh, both of them, right? You never heard about it? Yes. Okay. So so here, so so can you see my screen? Yeah. So the first one is BBC Microbit. So and the second one is Raspberry Pi. So you can see you can look at the first picture. So microbit. So BBC microbit is a kit. So actually, is a it is a chip which was designed by um, a company. So to for the children or any um, program beginner, which they can use this chip to program any. So they can use it to like to do a lot of stuff. So they can do a lot of stuff with it. So like kids, so when they want to start learning programming, they can buy it and do some codings. Like actually I never used this microbit chips before, but I used to experience with Raspberry Pis in my colleague. So I used to work with IoT, and we use this Raspberry Pi to write some code and to control the locker. So yes, as we can see, it is very easy. Like it was, we have what we have to do. We just write in Python code. So when we write in Python code and we just upload it in to the chips, it will do whatever we wrote in the programs. So that is the purpose of these chips. And so let's move on. And how do we run Python script? Do you know how can we run Python script? Yes. So there is two ways to run Python script. So one is by using the IDLE shell window, which stand for the Integrated Development and Learning Environment. So I want you to follow me. So we will open the IDLE together. So can you please go to Start? So press on Start and then type IDLE, and you will see a program like this. So can you see it? Can you find it? Yes. So when you find it, you just click on it, and you will see something like this. Okay. Have you opened it? Have you opened it, Cash?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
How about Chinda?
Yes, I open it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is called the IDLE shell. We also can call it Python shell. So what is Python shell? So Python shell is a software which was created by a Python company. So it is so why do they have to create this shell? So example. So let me type something. Okay. So let me type a word. So let's say hello. So now now I'm writing hello into the shell. Now I click enter. I press enter. See. So it say name error. So there are when we input something into Python and Python doesn't understand, it will give us errors. So what is this error? You can see here error name hello is not defined. So when you type something into the shell, you have to specify the type of what you are inputting to the shell. So in Python shell, it doesn't recognize by itself what kind of data you are inputting. So example, if you want it to print something, you have to start by using the how do we call this? Um, is it single quote? Yes, I think it is single quote. So when you want Python to print, example like hello, when you type this into Python shell, it will print back. So do you know what is this? Do you wonder what how do we call this one? Like this three arrow. So in Python we call it the command prompt. So what is command prompt? Command prompt is a it indicate that it is waiting for our inputs. So you see it uh, keep appear and reappear again and again. So it is waiting for our command. So every time we input something, it will execute or it will run the code that we input. So okay, so now okay, so let type something. So okay, okay, now I will type two. So okay, so see here. So the first time when I type hello, it give me an error said that hello is not defined. But when I type two, it does not give me any error, right? So but why? What is the reason but that it didn't give me an error when I type two? Because two is an integer, right? It is a number. So number is recognized by Python program by itself. So whenever we type number into the shell, it recognize it as the number. So we don't have to do anything. When we type two, it will tell us that it is number two. So when we type number another number, so whatever it will tell us, it will print to us back. But in this case, when I typed hello, Python did not understand what is hello. Is it a variable? Is it what do you want? What am I want to? What do I want to Python to do? So Python does not understand. So until I put the single quote around the hello, and it will recognize that this is a sentence or a word. So unless I put the single quote, or you can use, or we can use single double quote. So Python also recognize it as a word. So that's how Python execute code. And also example like Python already have a built-in mathematic calculation. So if you want to like to calculate something, example, like you want to add two numbers. So here it is, it output as it print back 30. So why? But uh, don't you so why? What is the reason that it will print 30 instead of 10 plus 12? So um, Cash, can you do you know why?
I think it's recognizing the plus sign automatically. So Python
Yes,
is smart enough to understand the 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. It's like a calculator. Um,
yes,
so that's my guess.
yes. That is very correct. So so when I put the plus sign, it already recognized by the Python that it that I want to do mathematic operations. So it will plus this number with this number when I put this sign. So Python has a built-in calculator. So whatever we put, whatever operation we put into the Python shell, it will calculate it for us. And okay, so now we know how to put give Python shell a command. And now we will move on to another way, which we can write Python, which we can run Python code. So the next one is the code window. So to use the code window, it just like the previous one. So to use code window, you have to open the IDLE shell, the same as the previous one. But so what? So okay. So when you want to open the I mean the window code, you have to go to File, and then you have to select New File, and then it will appear the new windows. So here, so when you type whatever you type here, it will not execute. See here? So when I type anything or whatever, it will not execute because we have to write first, like write a correct syntax to let the Python know that it is Python code, and then we have to run it. So how do we run the code in this code window? So example, I want to print hello in by using the code window. Now the syntax of do you know the syntax of printing a message in Python? So can someone tell me what is the syntax? Or
I think we use the print command
yes, we use the print
to
command.
print.
So as I told
Yeah,
you a bit
and
earlier, can we use what else do we have to put? Can we use double quote?
yeah, we can use double quote or single quote.
Yes. Okay. Now we can. So to print, we just use the print keyword. So this is the keyword Python keyword. So when we put print, it will recognize as a command to print whatever we put in here in between the double quote. So let's say hello, hello world. So have so do you wonder why we always put the word hello world when we learn the first programming? So it is
I
basically
think that's the most common program that is used, because whenever we do Google and we search for Python, the first thing that comes up, print hello world.
yes. Yes. So it is basically it become a traditional. Like whenever we learn new programming, we always print the first thing that we do that we always print the word hello world. So now I already write the code, but now how do I run this code? Okay. So before we can run the code, we have to save it first. So so you can save it by go to file and save and select the location that you want to keep the file. But mostly, I recommend to put wherever you find it is easy to find, where you think that is accessible for you. So now I will save my file in the document by naming it index. So the Python file it already chosen. So it is Python file .py or .pyw, and now save. Okay, now it is saved. So how do we run the program? How do we run the code? So to run the code, we have um, you just go to click on the run and then um, choose the run module. Yes. Can you see? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So when I click the run module, another shell window will open. So whenever we click run, another window will pop up. So this is the output window. So whatever we put in here, if the syntax is correct, it will output here. So this is the output shell. So but what's happened? So what if I write something wrong? Example, I put instead of double quote I use only one double quote, and I say hello world, and then I close this one, and then I run it again. What do you think that what will happen? Okay, now
It will still print hello world.
yes. Okay, so uh so I will click it again. I will run source code. Okay, yes. ELO while scanning string literal. So it said syntax error, right? So be careful. Be careful with the
Because
syntax.
one of the is missing. One of that inverted commas, double commas is missing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes the so we missed it once double quote, right? So be careful, like the syntax is very important. So if we forget something, like in this case, I intentionally to remove um the right double quote. So it will Python will tell us that is a wrong syntax and it will throw us errors. Yes. So be careful with
And
syntax.
Makara, what? Sorry, what
Yes.
if you don't use the open and closed
Parenthesis, right?
brackets?
Yes. So
Yeah.
let's test. What if I don't use? So we have to say before we run the code. So I already saved. So now I will run the code. Missing parentheses in call to print. Did you mean parentheses? So actually we can in the old version of Python we can remove the parentheses, but in the newer version of Python it is we have to put we must it is a must to put the parentheses uh we, like to cover it, like to print some things. So it is very important to it is a must. I can say that it is a must. It is a syntax, new syntax for Python. Is it Python 3 now? I think it is 3.9, right? Yes,
Yeah,
it is a syntax for the new version. So you have to put parentheses in you have to put the message inside the parentheses in order to print. So
fantastic. So in
yes,
other words, it means is this is like grammar. So if you want to say something, you have to say it in a proper grammar way, so that the sentence makes sense.
mm,
So if we miss anything like parentheses or inverted commas, the Python window or the program wouldn't recognize the command that we want it to use. So it's essentially using saying, okay, like my name is Cash. It won't work if I just say my cash.
yes,
Where is the word name is? So it has to be in exact syntax that Python wants you to type in. So it's a fixed way of say, printing commands or giving commands to for the Python to recognize what we want them to do.
yes, that is correct. So okay, so now we will move on. So let's write some code. So now I want you to write something like this. So in so just I already show you how to print something, but now you have to write it by yourself by write something like this. Like you have to print hello world, print 1 2 3 4 5 6, and again print this number and all these messages. So I think it will take only 2 minutes. So if you can start now. So I will check at 9:09:99.
Yep, I'm done.
Yes. Yes, great. So how about Janda? Have you finished the code? Excuse me, class. So can you run the code and does it show something like this on the screen?
Yeah,
It ran well, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't give any error.
No, no.
Yes. Okay. So
So I've noticed one big difference where when we're doing numbers, you don't have to use the commas, the inverted
yes.
commas. But if you're writing sentences or words, you have to use inverted commas.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is not
So
comma. It is double quote. We we call it double quote, and I think this is comma. This one we call it comma. So
we call it as inverted commas.
inverted. Yes,
Inverted,
yes, yes,
inverted
yes.
commas.
Yeah. Okay, okay. I got it. I just okay. So yes, that's right. That's that is like what you said. So for number, we don't have to put anything. Like we don't have to put any inverted comma. But
Yeah.
for words or anything like in other than numbers, like word or alphabet, we have to put it inside the inverted comma. Yes.
Yep.
How about Chinda? Can you run the code? Is it working fine?
I'm not yet teacher.
Yeah. Okay. What are you stuck with? What you haven't finished the code, or you have some problem with the code? If you have any like, if you face any trouble, just tell me. I can help you. Maybe you can.
I'm not done it already,
Okay.
teacher.
You already done it, right?
Wait a minute.
Okay. So
I'm not done it already. I just save it.
okay. So is it okay if you share your screen and show us what um you are writing?
Yeah, teacher, like this.
Yes. Are you still on it?
Not the teacher. Answer it first.
Okay. So okay, just share your screen so we can help you. So can you share your screen, Chanda?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. So I will stop sharing my screen.
Can you see my screen, teacher?
Not yet, not yet. Please wait a bit. Yes, yes, I can see now.
Mm,
Yes, what it say? Print hello world.
oh, I
Yes.
run
Okay.
it not work, teacher.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. Can you please show the code? Yes.
Here.
Um. Hello, Cash. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I want you to identify. Can you spot the error in the in Chanda's code? Why it give her an error?
The first the print should be lowercase p.
Yes. So can you see it, Chanda?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
so be careful with the print. So it is very important for the syntax.
It's still not work, teacher. Oh,
Yes. Right? It print right?
here.
Yes.
Yes.
So now you can print.
Thank
So
you, teacher.
yes. So that is very important, Chanda. So you have to be careful with the syntax, especially p. Like we have to only put only lowercase p. So if you like mistakenly put the big P, it will not work like just now. Yes. So
So
just
if I may
Teacher.
add, when you type the print command, when you use the capital P initially, it
yeah.
was the color was black.
Yes.
Whereas when you change that to the lowercase p, the color became pink or purplish. So
Yes.
when it's purplish color, that means it's accurate. When
Yes.
it's black, that means there is an error in it. That's the easiest way to find it.
Yes. Yes. That is correct.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Can
No
I stop
problem.
staring my screen now,
Yes.
teacher?
Yeah. Okay. You can stop now. So okay. So let's move on to the next. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Just coming up, I think. Not yet. Nothing's coming up.
Uh,
Yep.
I see.
Okay.
Oh,
So now we know how to run the Python code, right? By using the code window. And
yep.
I already tell you, right, how we can save the file. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know how to save the file and you know how to run it? So we just move on, keep move on. So here, how to run code in code window. So there is another way that there is a shortcut to run the code. So like example, let's say I have to create open the new one. Um, open file. Wait, okay, please wait. Open. So okay, where did I save it? Okay, here. So here. So here is the code that I wrote just now. So there is another shortcut which you can run the code. So just now, we know how to run the code by click on the run module. But the fastest way is there is another fastest way to run the code by pressing on the F5. So yes, F5 function 5 on the top of your keyboard. F5. You can press F5 and it will run the code on the code window. So did you can you find it?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it working? Is it running?
Yes.
Yes, yes. That is another way of running Python code. Yeah. And okay, so let's move to our first practice. So this is our first practice today. So I want you to print something like this. So as you can see, here is an example. So example, you have to write about your favorite pets using print command. So example, so this is just an example. So hello, my name is my favorite pet is Lucy. Lucy is a dog. Lucy, Lucky, Lucky. Okay, I pronounced it wrong. It is Lucky. Lucky likes to play with me a lot. So and note minimum with 3 lines. Okay, minimum with 3 lines. You can write whatever you want about your pet using print command. So okay, so I think it will take less than 2 minutes, right? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
If you can start, please start now. So I will check at 9:20. So I give you 3 minutes to complete it. So please start and and also for Chanda, please be careful with the print command. Yes. So please
Yeah,
start.
teacher.
Yes. Do you know? Do you understand the instruction?
Yeah, teacher, I know.
Yes. Okay. So I just want to verify. So the instruction is to write about your favorite pet. So you can type your pet names. What do you like about him or her? But please don't use him or her. Please use its name. So you can call your pets by its names. And minimum is 3 lines. So, okay, let's start. Okay, let me close a bit. Let me stop sharing.
I'm done.
Yes, yes. Okay. So do you mind? Could you please share your screen and show us?
How do I share the screen? Sorry.
Yes.
Is there a screen share button here? Uh, where do I see a screen share button?
Can you see this share button? Oh, wait. Can you see the sharing icon? Here, it's okay. At the top right, you see the two monitor icon.
Yep.
Yes, just click on it and then you will able to share the screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Okay. So it seems like it working fine. Um. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. It is correct. So how about Chanda? Have you done?
I'm done.
Yes. Okay. Kash, you can stop sharing. Can you
Yep.
share your screen, Chanda?
Yeah, teacher.
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Wait. It's coming up. Okay. Now I can see.
Here, teacher.
Yes. So okay. Now it I think it worked. It did print. Okay. So well
Yes,
done. At the end, it is correct. So you can stop sharing your screen now. Um. Okay. So can you see my screen? I'm sharing my screen right now. So can you see it?
it's not me.
It's coming up, I think.
Yes.
Yep. I can see it now.
Yes. Okay. So we already know how to run the Python code and write some print command using print something using print command in Python. But how do we take some note, like example, like in case like, oh, I have to take note about print. So sometimes I might forget that. Sometimes I might put the um, uppercase print or uppercase T. So I have to make sure that every time I open this code, I have to take more um, extra careful, be more careful with the syntax of prints. So how do I take a note about the print syntax? So next time when I open up the code, I can see my note that, oh, I have to be careful with the syntax. So it should be, the print syntax should be all in lowercase. So how can I do that? So to do that, to take a note, we can use this hashtag. How do we call it? Is it hashtag?
Yep. Hashtag.
Yes. Okay. Uh, by using hashtag, we can write a note about in our code. So example, I want to remind myself that every time I use print command, I have to put in lowercase. So be careful, be careful with print. So all must be in lowercase. So this is how I write a note in Python. So whenever Python see this symbol, the hashtag, has or whatever. So when Python see this code, see this symbol, it will not execute this line. So whenever Python see this symbol, it will ignore this line. It will ignore this first line, and it will start from the second line. Did you get it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So whatever you put behind the symbol, it will not execute. So Python recognize this symbol as the special symbol. So when it saw this symbol, it will just ignore it and move on to another line. So what if I want to write another line? So can I just write after the first
Sorry.
sentence? So can I just
No,
write something like this?
no, it not work.
It will not work, right? So how about this?
Yes, we have to use another hashtag or I don't know.
Yes, you have to use another hashtag, right?
Yes,
Because Python will not understand that it is this sentence is continue from the first sentence. So be careful. So whenever we want to take a note, we have to make sure that in front of the note we put the symbol hashtag symbol. So that's how we write note in the Python. So are you able to write the note in your Python code? So
Yep.
yes,
Writing it now.
yes, okay. And so so what happened if you write the code in Python shell and then save it? So just now we wrote the code in the code window, right? So where is
yes,
my code window? So this is our code. Oh, this is shell, and this is code. So can you identify which one is code window and which one is um, shell? Can someone tell me which?
Yep. So that's from the shell. Idle. It says idle shell,
Yes,
and the index.py is the code window.
yes, correct. So now I'm opening two window. One is the left side is code window, and the right side is ideally shell or Python shell. So, okay, I just save it. So, okay, so what happened if I write the code in Python shell and then I save it? So, example, I write print. I want to print hello, hello, and then I want to save it into my computer. So next time I can run it. So what happened if I save the Python shell? Okay, let's save it and put in the document and let's name it. How do I do- Okay, so let's say Python shell, Python shell. Okay, okay. Now I save it. So let's go to find it. Now I can close it. So just now I save it into the document. So here is my Python shell. So I will open it. So did you see something?
py dot py.
There is a can you see the pop up window like a really fast pop up
This
window?
the black screen comes up and then yep,
Yes, it just
then disappears.
yes, it just come up for a like for a second and then it disappear. So this is what happened when you try to save um the shell code. When you try to save the Python shell code, when you run it, it will not um show anything. So your save code, your code that you write in the shell will not be saved. So that's why it keep disappearing. So you could not open directly the Python file. So if you want to open it, you have to open it through the code window. So how do we open this file again? So if we want to open this file or we want to edit it, we have to open it through the code window. So let's open it. Yes. So you can see now. But the difference between saving code from Python shell and saving code from the code window is that so when you try to write something in the um, shell, when you save it, it remain the same, but it always execute line by line. Like example, in this case, when you press enter, Okay. Okay. I see. It will save as a text. Okay. So whenever you save the Python shell file, it will save everything as the text. It will not give you the shell like you write before. So what happens if you run it? Invalid syntax. Right? So can you see what's happened here? Can you do you understand what happened here? So what is happening is, so first I was trying to save the IDLE Python shell. So when I open my Python shell, I was trying to save it, and then after I save it, it the file is saved into the text. So everything. So here I will this is our shell, right? So whenever I try to save the shell file, or everything in this file, like every text, everything in this file, will be saved into this code window. So when you open this code window, when you try to run it, it will throw you an error. Why? Because the syntax is not correct. You see here. So in the shell, if it's show like this, it means that it is working fine. So you can see the symbol, the command prompt. It tell us that it's waiting for something, for some command. You can type, but in here you cannot type anything. So it is already saved into the text file, like into the Python file. So it will not execute anything. So be careful. So when you write code, to make sure you write it in the code window, not in Python shell. So if you want to like to just to run some command quickly, or you want to see something um, immediately, you can use the Python shell. But if you want to write a lot of code or more than one line of code, you have to write it in the code window. So do you understand? So did you get what
Yes,
I was
teacher.
trying to explain? I hope you understand. Okay. But okay. I hope you understand, but it's not sure that you understand. So Cash, did you understand what I say?
I'll just reconfirm my understanding if that is okay.
Yes, 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 please.
Okay. So from based on what you showed just now, my understanding is that we never save it in the shell. We always use the code window to
Yes.
save all our work. Because if
Yes.
we save it in the shell, when we try to open it, firstly it won't open it, and even if we find a workaround and open it through that second method that you showed, it
Yes.
will give it will keep us giving an error because it will not save in the right format. The format will be a text format, but it won't recognize it. The code window wouldn't recognize that format. So
Yes.
essentially, never ever save it in the shell window.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. Okay.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes, fantastic. Okay. Um, can I did you get what Cash is explaining? I hope you. I
Yes,
hope.
teacher.
Yes, I hope we are on the same page. So okay. So now what is output? So what do you know what is when you see the word output? What come up in your mind? Okay. So when we talk about the
What
okay, so what is the first thing that come into your mind when you see the word output, Cash?
output is to me is something that is the result, the word result, or what's the
Result.
result.
Yes. So basically, output is anything that produced by the computer. So as we can see just now, we wrote some code and then we run it, and then it give us some output, right? So basically, we can say that output is a generated result which was given by the computer when we execute something. So that is the output. So we already learned how to how to get the output from the computer or from the Python by running the Python code. So that that result is the output. So so it is called output. So now let's move on. So now we know how to get output from Python. So let's move on to the next practice. So this one I was prepared as the homework, but I think we still have time. So now I want you to practice this one. So so now we will. So I want you to write a Python program which talk about your favorite cartoon. So is it okay for you, Cass, to talk? Do you still like watching cartoon? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, of course I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yes, I definitely like cartoons. My favorite cartoon is Tom and Jerry. I watch it
Yes.
even now. So
Okay.
I'm, I'm not that old, mate. I'm just, I'm only 40,
I,
but
ju-
not that old.
I just wonder. Okay, so okay, I think we will complete this in 5 minutes. So you can start now. And once you've done this practice, you can send it to one championcoders@gmail.com as a but please send it as a Python file. So when you finish coding, you can save it and then you have to attach the Python file into the email and send it to one championcoder@gmail.com. And I will check the email at um 4:42. Oh, 9:42. So you can start now.
Teacher,
Yes.
the file that sent to one champion coder, the file
It,
code window, right?
yes, the code window file, the .py file. So when you save the file from code window, it will save as .py file, as Python file. So you can send me attach that file to one championcoder@gmail.com.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you,
yes.
teacher.
Do you
I
cl-
got
do
it.
you do you clear about the instruction?
Yes.
Yes, it just like the previous practice, but this one you have to describe about your favorite cartoon. Okay, I think it's time now. So did you send it to? So have you
The
complete?
champion code is at gmail.com.
Yes. If you complete, please send it to one championcoders@gmail.com. Where? Okay. So I will send in the chat bar. Okay.
Oh, it's one champion code. Sorry, I sent it to the wrong one.
Yes. So did you send it?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
just checking it now.
Okay. I see from Chanda. Now I'm checking.
Yep, I've sent mine.
You did send, right?
Yep.
Okay. I see it. I see it. Okay. Now I'm checking with it. Please wait for a minute.
Yep.
Okay. I'm running Chanda code right now. Yes, it working fine. Very good. And so let's check cache code. Yes. Okay. So I think everyone did a great job. So everything is correct. And okay, now so let move on to another uh practice. So I will share my screen. Wait, wait. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Is it coming up?
Yep.
Yes. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's move on to the next practice. So because we move a little bit faster, so this
Mm-hmm.
one I will keep it as the practice. So I want you to do another practice. So this one is the same as the previous one. I want you to print about what you admire the most. So uh, please read. So I will now read the instruction. So tell us, who do you admire the most and why? So please write it at least 5 sentences about this person. Please do not use he or her. Please refer that person by name instead. And then after you finish the code, please send it to one champion coder so I can check it. And okay, so let's check it at 9:55. Okay. Yes. Oh, so if you can start now, please start. So I will check at 9:55.
Teacher,
Yes, yes, please.
can I a little bit busy because I have to start the new class.
Yes, yes, of course you can
Oh,
leave.
teacher,
You can leave
I'm
early.
sorry, teacher.
Yes.
I will send you after I'm done
Yes, yeah,
everything.
okay. So okay, so please send it to one
Yes,
champion coder. I will check it.
yes.
Yes, yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Did you complete? Cash?
Yes, just about saving it.
Yes.
Mm, just gonna run it to make sure it's working.
Yes.
Yep, it works. Okay, just gonna email it. Yeah. One coders. Okay, touching it. I've just sent the file.
Yes. Okay, I see it. Yes. Okay. So it is working now. So I think I will wrap everything up here. But
Mhm.
do you have any questions so far? So do you have any like or still have doubt about some topics? You can ask me now.
I mean, it was fairly straightforward now. I'm pretty sure as we move ahead, it's going to get harder and harder. And
Yes.
probably then I'll have more questions. But for now, I mean, that this session was pretty straightforward. So, and you explained it really well. I'm really thankful.
Yes. Okay. So I was planning to give you two homeworks, but as we move very fast, so
Mhm.
I decided to not give you any homework for this week. But I will give you definitely give you homework next week. So I know that you have a lot of work, but
Yeah,
if
no problem.
y-
Give me homework. That's fine. I can manage it. No, not an issue.
yes, okay. So okay, so maybe we it is time. So I would like to wrap everything up here. So maybe I will see you next week. And thank you
No
so
problems.
yes, thank you so much for today.
Thank you, Makara. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank you
Have a
so much.
lovely
Yes,
weekend.
have a lovely weekend.
Take care.
Yes, take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, just gonna put 5 minutes. For those who just joined and wondering what am I doing, I'm just